Welcome to the podcast. My name is Anthea and I have with me today a wonderful young man. I met this man many, many, many years ago. I can't even remember how long it's been now. And if not for this young man, I never knew that drumming can make somebody famous, huh? I want you to meet J. Z Maria. But now he's taking out the Z.
Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chandra right here.
Is J.
J Mira.
Why? What's
Mira
up
is
there?
actually a local name for me. It's like everybody else has like Kweku, Kwesi, and all.
But I
Mira
think
is
I
my home
overheard you
name.
saying something about there
Yeah,
was an issue
but
with.
then yes, initially the whole name is Zimera.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I realized that whenever you go on Twitter and maybe you're talking about a song that features Jay Z,
Uh-huh.
maybe let's say maybe Alicia Keys featuring Jay Z,
Uh-huh.
my handle popped up every time.
Oh, that's
I thought it was
interesting.
a problem, and I mean,
You thought that was a problem?
I
Oh
thought it was
yeah,
a
because
problem
obviously
because it's a
they
brand
keep
thing,
coming up.
yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not as big as Jay Z just yet, just yet.
Yeah, I think you're as big as you want to be. Yeah, I'm joking.
So anyway, I'm not as big as Jay Z just yet. So I
Okay.
thought that it's also another way to avoid problems like copywriting stuff and all of that,
Okay.
brand issues and all of that. So I might as well just do what I have to do.
So you took
People
out
call
the
me. I
ZY.
took the ZY out and left
Oh.
the MERA. So
Oh wow.
I mean, I have a Joshua name, so everybody call me Jay, right?
Yes.
So
So which
that's it.
would you prefer to be called by?
Anyway, I'm good.
J or
J Mera,
Jimera?
Joshua, J Mera, whatever. I'm good.
Oh
I'm
wow,
good.
that's good. Please walk me through your journey because um you've made drumming popular.
Wow.
Drumming, I never thought drumming was something that could be seen or taken that seriously. But it seems to me like you have made, because the time I came into contact with you, you had just finished with Kwesi
Yes, yes, yes. That's
on
right.
one of his biggest hits.
That's
He
true.
be God, he did bless me.
I
So
think
when you
that's
hear
one of
that
the big.
drumming in there,
Yeah.
is this man right
I
here.
think that's one of the biggest gospel songs of all time
It was one of the
by
biggest hits
what I
everywhere.
think. I'm grateful to be able to be a part of a song like that.
Mm-hmm.
Working with Kwesi is like one of the highlights of my entire music journey.
Okay.
And I mean, currently I still work with Kwesi,
Oh, okay.
even though at the point we took this break, but
Mhm.
then I still work with Kwesi. Kwesi's coming up with new stuff.
Oh.
I think everybody should be ready for that. It's
Oh,
crazy
good.
new stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to Kwesi team though.
Is he not a pastor now?
Yeah, he is. But
Okay.
then he still records.
He's still
an
recording his-
artist. Yeah.
Right,
So
okay.
I mean, Kwesi thing was like the start of my musical journey in Ghana.
Right.
And I feel that working with him also helped me come out from just being a novice producer because
Mhm.
I might just say this, like, just so you know, I did not even have half the musical production education when we made God the Bless.
And you played like that?
No, playing drums was my thing. I was always playing drums, but being a producer, because I had to produce that song.
Oh, you produced the song as well?
In fact, the album, I think I did like 70% of the work on the album itself. The Mercy
Amazing.
project. That
Wow.
entire album is fire. And it's humbling to be a part of something.
Do you
that
know, I
big.
never actually thought that you had a production background as well.
That's exactly
I
what
thought you
it
were just
is.
playing drums.
Because I studied like visual arts, finished visual arts, and I decided to jump into film animation. And it was while I was studying film animation that I thought about music production.
Oh.
So, because it's one of the subjects you deal with in film animation,
Mhm.
you need to know how to record and grab audio and all of that. And that's how my journey into production started. And it was basically wave stuff, wave formats and everything. But creating beats, I'm already a drummer, so I can make beats.
But don't you
create
think
beats.
it was great on the part of Kwesi to have identified this young man? Because at that time,
That's right.
he was obviously already out
Yeah,
there.
he was. Like, Kwesi was.
He gave you a break.
To be very honest, people don't really know this story, so let me tell this story.
Go ahead.
When I met Kwesi, Kwesi's like one of these guys who can actually really sing,
Mhm.
but was not there yet.
Okay.
Kwesi was very popular in the Lighthouse Chapel circles
Yes.
at the time, because he used to be a Lighthouse member,
Mhm.
and I met him. He came to my church. Then I was in a church, and he was the invited guest to come and sing, and I played for him with the rest of the band, and he's like, "Yo," and he asked me to come back him up at a concert, a
Mhm.
Men of Worship concert
Okay.
series, and I went to. I helped direct his music put the band together, everything worked. It was great. I think a few months down the line, he asked me, he's like, yo, Jay, please be my musical director.
Wow.
And at this time, we had not made any other songs.
So
None
you
of the
guys
songs,
started from
we
scratch,
literally started from the
putting everything
bottom.
together. Did you write together?
We wrote together.
Oh, so
I
you
know
are.
you know. I know you know the song, but for your mercy.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
I do.
So
Yes.
we wrote, but for your mercy, we wrote God to Bless. We wrote all the songs you hear on the album. We put it together. We worked together from scratch. People didn't know this guy, and all of a sudden
Wow.
they'd be like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that's how it should be for artists.
Let me tell you something. I'm more proud to know you now
Ah.
after hearing that.
Well, okay, I'm shy right now. No,
Feel
because I
free.
know you. I know what you do. I know how great you are. So for you to say this, I think is a compliment. Thank you.
It's
very
amazing
much.
to know somebody like you. But in terms of drumming,
Yeah.
is it something that you've done from when you were young? How old were you when you realized that this is something you can do or you're good at or you want to do?
Drums was not a thing I liked in the first place.
Oh, okay.
When I was growing up, I was exposed to a lot of like rock and metal music. So,
Uh-huh.
you know how rock and metal music shows?
Yes.
It's dark sounds and everything. At the end of the day, at the point of the highlights of the show, everybody's breaking an instrument and hurting each other. Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah,
And I never thought I wanted to be that guy. I'm like, nah, I think I'm cool, like just being quiet. And I like to sing. I used to like to sing so much. Just wanted to sing quietly and mind my business. And then it's crazy whenever I say this. Every time I say this, people be like, what? But it's true. It happened to me. I had this weird dream and I was playing drums in the dream.
Oh.
It was so interesting of a dream to me that when I woke up, I told my parents.
Wow.
My parents like, yo, it's Monday. Go put yourself together.
And go to school.
I went to my brothers who could actually play. Elder brother played bass. He's actually in my book, he's one of the finest drummers I've ever known.
Wow.
I went to him, I'm like, yo, dude, listen, I had this dream. He's like, is that why you're sweating? I'm like, yeah.
You woke up sweating out.
Crazy. And he just kind of pushed it
Brushed it
aside.
aside.
Like, yo, let's go prepare and go to school. A year later, exactly a year later, it's like I've been there before because I still could remember exactly how I dressed in the dream.
Okay.
And a year later, at the time I had this dream, I didn't have those clothes. I told you it's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a year later, I find myself in the same building wearing the same clothes I had in the dream. Crazy. And this time,
wow.
In the dream, there was a man in the room and he told me, yo, go to the drums and play. And I went and played. But this time, in real time, there was nobody in the room. It was just me. That day was supposed to be like a cleanup session for the ministry. And I just walked in. I was like too early. And I'm like, yo, this is scary. Why am I wearing the same stuff?
Thing. Do you think it's divine?
I believe it is. Because I walked up to the drums and I started playing a basic beat, like a basic rock beat, something I never learned in my life before.
You just literally started playing.
I played it until my brothers came in, like, yo, who's teaching you this? I'm like, nobody. I just walked in here and I started playing. Like, why are you serious? I'm like, yeah. And then they took it serious and decided to give me like tips how to build musical muscle, how to remember stuff, how to learn stuff. That's how my journey started.
Amazing.
I told you it's crazy, right?
It is crazy.
It's crazy.
And you know what they say? When you dream and you don't forget that particular dream, then it's divine.
I could not forget.
Then it's
Even
definitely
if I
God communicating.
I couldn't. Yeah, I feel that it was something I was gonna do. I didn't think I would. Honestly, if you ask me, I just wanted to be the guy who studied chemistry and geography, and that was it.
Right.
So
but do you feel that maybe your like your bloodline, like your brothers playing and all of that sort of influenced you?
I wouldn't say.
You're hearing.
I mean, I loved the fact that my other brother was one of the best drummers in the town at the time. My little brother too was crazy musician, but for me, I never thought about playing an instrument. I just wanted to sing.
Okay.
I just liked to sing with my sisters and everything.
See, that's another thing I don't know about you.
Oh, I try.
You sing.
I'm not great like that.
But you can sing.
I try.
You try to sing. But which do you prefer, the singing or the drumming?
Oh man, drums, man.
Yeah.
Put me there at my home, basically. If I have to do any kind of singing whatsoever, I feel like I'm gonna have to do too much. But drums, I'm home.
Right.
So Put me on any spot, any stage.
So
Wherever.
when you're playing,
Yeah.
what goes through your mind? What makes you stand out in your craft?
I would say that I just like to be myself.
Okay.
I'm not thinking about who's watching me. I'm not thinking about what they're thinking about.
Okay.
I don't care. Let me just play, right? Do my part of the job. If I'm working on a project, let me just do my part of the project. If I'm working in a concert, let me do my part for the concert. If I'm going on a tour, let me do my part for the tour. Whatever I am doing at that point, let me do my part. So it's not going to matter what anybody else thinks.
Thanks,
Because
yeah.
I believe that there's been rehearsals, there's been practice sessions, there's been structural sessions. We've gone through all the 9 yards. So it's time to work. So I'm not
yeah.
thinking about what anybody else thinks.
Of course.
Even though I've been in situations where sometimes I just have to be called randomly, like, yo, look, I need you to do this for me right now on this stage or in this studio. I don't get the chance to practice anything.
Okay.
And I just go there with the experiences I've built over the years, and I just sit in and do my part.
I think you're a true definition of something I always say. When I get the opportunity to train people vocally, singing vocally, I always say when you're singing, sing in the spirit of the song.
That's it.
I think you play in the spirit of the song.
You have to. Everybody just put yourself in it. Be in the zone. Be in the moment. Most people think so far out of the moment that they end up not doing anything. They end up sounding like somebody because you're trying to impress somebody. I don't care about impressing anybody. I just want to play.
Play your thing.
Just play my part and leave.
Wow. So, I mean, moving on from Kwesi Oting, there are other people that you've worked with, other great names out there that you've worked with. Please feel free to tell me some of them.
Name a few.
No, name all.
Okay. Like when I started drumming, before I even met Kwesi, I've done some runs with D-Banj, playing drums with
D-Banj?
Two-Face. Yeah, like those
Two-Face,
times
wow.
when artists actually started like live. Yeah, just playing drums. I've not really worked with P-Square, but they're close.
Okay.
These are people I really know.
Right.
Micah Stampley, you know Micah
Yes,
Stampley.
I do.
I've been playing with Micah Stampley since 2009 till date.
Listen, don't play with this man right
Try.
Wow.
Micah Stampley is an experience. It's an experience every time. Every single time.
Okay.
Micah Stampley is an experience.
He gives you something to
I'm
run
learning
home
on
with.
the job, literally, every time. And Micah plays with some of the best drummers in America. So getting to be the guy sitting behind him on the drums, you should have.
How did you get that connection? Like, how did you get there?
Okay, before I start, shout outs to Koda. Y'all know Koda.
Oh, yes.
I'm sitting somewhere one day and Micah came to Ghana for the first time ever. And it's like, so randomly they put this worship thing together. And I attended, my team, my band. We all love Micah Stampley music. So let's go check the man out live for the first time in Africa. Let's go see him. We're excited. And the show goes on and everything. And because of the way he drives, and people still want more, but this is a Saturday night into Sunday morning, people have to go to church. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to be here for one more week. So let's do this again next Saturday.
Right.
Great. Everybody's excited. Thursday morning, I'm preparing to go to class. I get a call from Koda. It's like, yo, somebody needs to speak to you. Pick up a phone. Hello. And Mike is like, yo, this is Mike. I literally froze.
You froze.
I threw my phone.
Wow.
So I'm like, no. I saw this guy last Saturday. This guy is a global artist. How am I speaking to? It's like, I hear you, the guy I need to play my kind of music.
Ooh.
That's what I heard. And I would need you to come.
Because there is a kind of music.
There is a kind of music.
That's what people don't seem to realize, right?
I think we'll talk about that.
There is a kind of... We are going there.
We're going there, yeah. Said my kind of music, and I want you to come for rehearsals tomorrow. The event is Saturday. I really want you to do that. I'm like, great. I'm hyped. I'm hyped.
Amazing.
Yeah, so shout outs again to Koda for making that happen. I mean, for real. Because
wow.
I know how it can be. This is an industry. This is a circle, and sometimes it can be weird.
Yeah.
Koda went all the way out to be like, I think this guy can do this.
Of course.
Trusted me enough to let me do that.
How does that... I think that kind of relates, because obviously he's not your management, but artist management.
Yep.
How important do you think that is for any artist?
For anybody.
Because when you talk about artist management, you only think of singers, right?
Yeah,
You
everybody
don't
think
think
about
about
singers.
you as a drummer. You've come here
Of
with your
course,
manager.
of course, I have
Why
to.
is that important?
That's a question. People, let me start from where I stand as a musician. Uh, I'm not even going to say this as a producer or musical director. Let me start from where I am as a musician who plays an instrument. Sometimes we seem to forget that musicians can be, as skilled as they can be the most reckless set of people.
Oh,
Let's be real about
wow.
this. Musicians don't really know how to look at their lives in real time. They look at their lives, yeah, in real time, yes, but they end up living for the moment.
Yes.
Make futuristic ideas or
Yes.
plans. None of that.
Yes.
They just be like, okay, we have a show tonight, so let's go. Okay, paid.
Yes.
We move. They don't have any sense of direction. I'm not saying they don't generally have
No, but I
a
think you
sense of
definitely have a
direction.
point, and you've
Yeah.
hit something.
Yeah, because I think it's a way to also put yourself in a place where you can have a structure.
Right.
Musicians most of the time do not have structures. They feel, oh, maybe because I'm famous, or maybe because I'm playing for this big artist, I can do whatever I want. But how about you? Because one thing I learned is when you work with an artist, one day you're gonna leave the artist.
Of course, yeah.
You're not the artist's family member.
No, you're not. Yeah.
Some artists are kind enough to really bring you close and treat you as one of their own. But the majority of artists you're going to work with want you there because they need you to do them a favor. They want you to help their music. And then they believe that they're going to pay you for your job.
Right.
Once you're a hired hand, right? Once you're a hired hand, you need to think about your future.
Right.
It's like paying a recording, a musician come and record something for me in the studio. He plays and he goes. He gets paid for what he does and he walks away. Or she walks away because musicians made.
And then after that, what else?
And then after, what else? But if you're looking at situations where you're cutting like deals like royalty deals, now they realize that they're stuck to you at the hip for life, as long as that song has a lifespan.
Right.
You cannot just cut somebody off like that who is attached at the hip to you. I'm saying this to say that long as this music is going to play on the radio, this guy or this girl is going to get royalties.
Yes. And you know what? It's funny you're saying that because usually instrumentalists are not really taken seriously in the industry.
That's true.
We only see the artists.
I think that's because musicians don't take themselves seriously.
Okay.
Let's start from there. Do you think you have something that is worth being treated with respect? If you think so, then you do something about it.
Right.
Every other person just want to jump on the stage and play and get excited. Oh, I played for this artist. I played for this artist. I got paid this amount to play for this artist.
Yeah.
And then what else?
Forgetting about their own.
They don't think about themselves.
Yeah.
They think about tomorrow. It's crazy.
Wow. And they're also known for being bad boys.
No, I think that the bad thing is it's music. Music is just what it is. If you're looking at music,
there's a lot of discipline. Do you need to be very disciplined?
You need to have discipline as a musician.
Right.
I keep forgetting this place in the. Am I allowed to read something from the Bible? I think I am.
Feel free.
Now, there's this place in the Bible that talks about the fact that because of it says that because I can't remember what like the verse.
Exactly, it says, yeah.
It says that because of the anointing, I'll quote the way it says, because of the anointing, the ladies love you. Let's start from there.
Oh, it's in the Bible?
It's there.
I've not seen
It is
it.
there.
Oh.
Or maybe you could Google it.
Oh,
and
maybe I will because I
never.
never knew that.
The fact is, every time somebody has something on their heads,
it
it's
attracts.
like thank you. You just took the words out of my mouth. It attracts positive, negative. It's like there's a tree with ripe fruit. All the kids are going to throw stones at it.
But you come across as a very disciplined musician to me. What's your secret?
I can be reckless too.
You can? Have you ever had any weird experience that you'd like to share with me?
I think that I've learned.
Okay.
I come from a family where my parents are very particular about everything you do can come back and bite you in the ass.
Definitely.
In the future. So make sure whatever you do is not trying to do that for you. So I've always come from that mindset. You know, I believe that I have only one. There's one thing you all have in life: a reputation.
Yes.
Bible says that a good name is
better. Far better.
Way better.
Definitely.
So if all I have is a name, all I have is a good name, I will protect that name in my life.
Wow.
That's the mindset I'm coming from. Some people think that riches are better than a good name, so they don't care. They go to town and they act absolute fools. And then tomorrow they're training for every wrong reason. I don't need that drama in my life.
I mean, after many years, you're still here.
I'm still here.
I wasn't even expecting to still hear that or see you still doing music,
I still
drumming,
do.
you know?
I still
But you're
do.
still...
Even though I've branched out, sometimes I have to write songs, sometimes I have to produce, sometimes I have to play keyboards and stuff. But drums are my thing. I love drums.
And you've been touring as well, haven't you?
Yeah, once in a bit, working with artists. Like Michael Stampley, you have to do some travel with Michael Stampley sometimes. Like over the years.
Right. So touring,
Yeah.
you know.
Last time I did
moving
a tour
around.
was quite a long time. It was a South African artist. Her name is Santi.
I think I've heard that name.
I think she used to be one of the backing vocals for this woman, Miriam Makeba.
Ah,
And then
right.
she broke out like a solo artist.
Right.
And had to do like a 1 month thing with Santi. And it was an experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is it like?
Experience. Touring is a lot. It's a lot.
What goes into it?
I
And do you
believe
remember?
with touring, just have a team.
Okay.
That's one thing we don't do. We don't have teams.
Definitely.
If you have
You
a
mean
team,
traveling with team,
yeah,
touring
work
with team.
together. Everybody take responsibility for one another. Like I play drums, yes, but I'm thinking at the end of the show is the bass players' equipment's packed. I'm thinking about, do everybody have their in-ears safe? I'm thinking about all of that.
Right.
We have a culture of just going as we are, individual stuff. We're kind of self-centered. But if you're gonna have a successful tour, you're gonna think family, you're gonna
Right.
think unit, you're gonna think circle. It's like Beyonce's tour, like example, a tour like Beyonce's tour. Everybody's accounted for.
Right.
From the guy who's cleaning the tables at the interviews, to the musical director, to Beyonce, herself,
Definitely.
to her kids.
There's coordination.
Everybody is accounted for. The question is, how many artists out here can take the responsibility of being accountable to one another or for one another?
Wow.
How many?
That's the question.
And no little wonder why our artists don't tour. They're scared of touring.
You think it comes down to teamwork?
Yeah, teamwork is everything. When it comes to touring, teamwork is everything.
So you think our artists are not touring because of lack of...
Some of them
coordination
Some
and
of them put
teamwork.
these tours together. So I'm going to UK tour, US tour, I'm going to a world tour, and they don't really have a team to work with. So they end up calling, okay, you know what? I want to work with this band here. I want to work with these people here. And every time they go on the stage, you realize that the sound keeps changing color
Right.
because it's different dynamics, different people.
Ah.
You don't want that. You want to work with the people you're
Who are used to you.
synced to.
Right.
And I've said this like a billion, if not a million, a billion times. I literally say this in every conversation I have musically. If an artist makes up their minds, call a group of people, put them together, lock yourselves up for 2-3 months in the studio, practice your music. Everybody wants to be like Burna Boy.
Of course.
Today. I could tell you about Burna Boy. And this sound you're hearing today didn't start today.
Okay.
This sound started way before
Way
Burna
back.
Boy became an art, like
Definitely.
a blown out artist.
Definitely, yeah.
These guys have this 12-hour rehearsals for 3 days every week. Which artist out here wants to do that? And when they see a musical director who's willing to do that for them, they'll be like, it's gonna be too much.
They
work.
find you weird.
They find it weird. They think it's stressing. Okay, check this. So Burna Boy's band will have, the band comes in like, let's say you have a 12-hour rehearsal a day. First 4 hours is the band. They will go through every nook and cranny.
Yes.
They'll record the instruments they cannot patch in. They're going to play stems to it. They'll record stems to it. Prepare. The next 4 hours, the backing vocals join them. They go through the whole 9 yards again. The last 4 hours, Burna Boy joins them. They go through the whole 9 yards again. And you wonder why they sound the way they do. Question is, which artist is willing to do that? In America, the average rehearsal time is 16 hours every day for 5 days in a week.
Do you think people are not approaching the aspect or their they're not approaching this whole thing with a business
Well, when we talk about
mindset.
business, I think they're approaching it on a half zone because when you think about business, think about how much am I going to get paid? Um, how much are my tickets going to cost? Which hotel am I going to stay at?
Yeah. But I'm talking about business as in long term.
Long term.
What you intend to do with this.
Thank you for saying long
Your
term.
plans.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm picking from you. I feel like you've approached this drumming thing from a
you
business
have to.
point of view.
You have to.
And that's
And
why you've sustained.
you have to think long term. You have to think about, am I still going to be relevant in 10, 20, 30 years? You have to think like that. That's why it's no little surprise that it's not even a surprise. Out here, I'm talking about Ghana. We have one-hit wonders. They just pop up with a very dope song and then they disappear like it never happened.
Yeah.
Because they're not thinking, they're just thinking about their pockets for the moment. Like I said, if you build a team and you see the necessity in sustaining that team, you'll go far.
Definitely.
But if you're thinking about yourself,
one man
army,
everybody's for their own.
You know, everybody for himself. God for us all.
Then there is a problem.
Like
yeah,
it's a big problem, and the problem is it's fundamentally deep. It's a deep thing because why am I trying to be selfish when there's doors that can open not just for me but
do you
for
think it's to
everybody else?
do with survival? Like people are so desperate to survive in this hard place that they are not seeing the vision. They just see what they can get to eat now, how they can survive right now.
When I think about survival, for me, when I think about survival, I think about the reason why I should have a team.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you survive first before you thrive, right?
Right.
We only think about surviving. We don't care about thriving. And those two work hand in hand.
Hand in hand, yeah.
So you cannot survive and expect to survive today and expect to survive tomorrow. No. Somewhere along the line, the dynamic has to change.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a survival mode and there has to be a thrive mode. If you think every second of your life about surviving, you're going to stay. And one day you're going to be like, I'm done. I'm tired of this. Because that's what happens when people try to survive and one day they give up. That's what happens in survival mode. But if you think about the fact that, tomorrow I'm going to become this for myself, for my team, for the fans, you will build something.
Mm-hmm.
You will build something.
Definitely.
It's what I never always want to say this, but how many artists out here can say that they've gotten paid their dream account, like their dream amount? How many of them can say that?
I wonder.
I had a conversation with an artist manager. It's like, yo, I'm looking forward to the day my artist will take. I looked at him and I said, do you have a band and a sound that is worth that amount? And that was one of the ends of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because I realized that now, you want this to happen, but
you don't have what it takes, yeah.
Apart from having what it takes, that's the problem. Having what it takes is not the problem. Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to get the proper team? Are you willing to go through practice and rehearsal sessions? Are you willing
to put in the hours?
Are you willing to avoid the stage, that go dark for a moment and work better?
Yeah.
Are you willing to do that? If you're not willing to do that, don't expect to get paid that. I feel that we pay so much attention to working with the people we know than the people who know.
Yes,
it's different.
Yeah.
People we know are here. People who
in
know
Africa, it's more of who you know.
Yeah. We always want to do.
We tend to do that a lot.
And these are the people I work with. No. Get somebody who actually knows the art and the science.
And be willing to pay them what
pay
they are
those
worth.
people and watch them blow your mind.
Of course.
But we're not willing to do that. We always want to stay with the familiar. And the familiar is the reason why most artists are where they are.
Amazing.
It's sad though, but it is what it is.
I can't even fault you because everything you said is so spot on. And it's really making me think because, you just wonder, there's serious talent in this place.
There is.
Why don't we have people like Burna Boy or, the likes of Davido or... Because it's possible.
Can I say
something? Look at Sarkodie.
Can I say something? Mm-hmm. Most Ghanaian artists are better than most Nigerian artists.
Whoa.
Yeah, somebody had to say that. I said it. Yes, I did.
He said it to another.
I said, yeah, you can.
But I think I agree.
Yeah. most Ghanaian
To an
artists
extent, yeah.
are better sounding than
Then
Nigerian
they'll
artists.
come for you.
Oh, please. Fact is, the Nigerian artist knows their weak points. They know where their weak links are. Then they work on their weak links and then they advance it. Let me show you an example. A Nigerian artist walks into Ghana and hears a beat. And he sees that the beat is a hit here. He goes back home, learns the beat, works around it, possibly gets the same producer who makes it, and then builds on it. Done. And then tomorrow you'll be surprised because all of a sudden you can't even recognize the original anymore.
Amazing.
Because the redesign sounds better.
Right.
That's the challenge here. We think, oh, I made this beat and it's a hit. It was a hit last year. It was a hit 2 years ago. What else?
What else? Yeah.
Ghanaian artists are afraid of playing live music. When I say live, I'm not talking about get a drummer and a guitar player. I'm talking about live music. I'm talking about stems, vocal stems, instrument stems. I'm talking about put yourself on, make sure that you're hearing all the prompts on your ears. No, how many of them are willing to do that?
I think we need to organize a workshop.
We should.
Because I'm serious because you're saying so much. We should collaborate with the voice coaching and the drumming and the production and everything because there's so much that people need to learn. And I feel like even this small time that we're having is not enough to pour out everything
there's a lot you can, and there's so many things going on. I ask myself every time I get the chance to work with an artist, I'm like, how many other artists can think like this? I think it's a blessing for me that I got the chance to actually work with artists who know. I've gotten to do like a short run with Miss Lauryn Hill too.
Lauryn Hill, wow.
Yes. I try.
Amazing.
I don't do much, but she heard something I produced for what's this jazz pianist, activist woman, Nina Simone.
Okay.
The late Nina Simone, yeah. I had to do something for her centenary albums collab, and I had to do 2 of her songs. I had to remake 2 of her songs. And Lauren heard the song and she's like, who's that producer? And that's how I got the connect. So thank God for that.
Look at the way I'm looking at you. I'm so proud of you. Like the words can't even come out. I am so
I'm thankful to God for
20
that.
years from now.
You.
Oh, you're always welcome. 20 years from now, will you still be playing the drums?
As long as I have breath, man.
This is who you are.
Instrument.
This is where you go. This is it for you.
I love drums, regardless whatever I do. Even if I become like this multi-billion-dollar guy,
you will still play.
I'll still play.
I love you, Jay.
I'll play till okay, you know what, I'm done.
I love you. Thank you so much for coming. It's been amazing.
Yes, thank you.
And
for
very
putting this
educative.
Together.
Thank you.
It's good to see you too.
It's good to see you. Thank you. And thank you so much for watching. And we shall see you again another time.